What's up, internet? My name's Carlie Dill, and this is Carlie with Creators, and we are with the one and only YouTuber, actually my old boss and one of my best friends, Jack Gordon.
Hello,
to
everybody.
all the people, aka only Josh in the booth.
Can I ask you something?
Okay.
Can I do something at the end of the podcast that's going to completely blow your mind?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm just going to set this deck of cards here.
Wait, are
and
you...
we'll just leave it there
Okay.
the entire time, and then you guys can all just look at it and kind of think about what could happen, and then at the end I'm going to do something that's absolutely crazy.
Are you attention hacking this podcast?
Yes,
right now?
I want them all to watch to the end. So
Okay.
I'm going to do something crazy at the end of this.
Okay. Okay, let's do it.
Cool.
Are you? It's giving Sean does magic.
Yes. Do you know about my magic?
No.
Oh, you didn't know this?
No.
Okay, so before I was a YouTuber, I was a professional magician. I used to get hired. I did hundreds of magic shows.
I don't know this.
Yeah, I literally did hundreds of magic shows, and that's how I learned how to kind of be a performer. And
Makes so
so
much
this is
sense.
something that I've always had, and I'm bringing it back into my life because it's something I just love doing it. And
Okay.
yeah, but we can get into that more when the podcast starts. So
well,
I wanted to take the opportunity, you
Stay
know?
tuned till the end, and we're gonna
Yeah.
do something that's gonna blow my mind.
It's
I'm
gonna
so
be
excited.
interesting.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay, well, Jack, it's so sweet to have you here. This is so exciting.
Yeah, thanks
if
for
you
having me.
don't know, people, this is Jack Gordon. He is a YouTuber. I don't even know what niche would you say you're in.
Science.
I agree. Okay.
Yeah.
Science niche, but it's more than science.
Sure, yeah.
It's entertainment. Like
Ideally, it can appeal to a lot of people. I mean, I'm doing a collab with Mark Rober this weekend, which I'm really excited
Wow.
about. It's going to be super cool, but that's
Crazy.
like definitely a dream channel of like kind of similar to what I do. His audience is maybe slightly younger than mine, but I mean,
Right.
what he's doing is a great example of sort of what I would love to be doing, which is, science. Sure, he worked at NASA. Mark Rober worked on the Mars rover,
Right.
But like, he can still appeal to the 70 million subscribers that he has. So
right, of course.
yeah, he's a great example of sort of what I want my channel to be.
I
for
think
sure.
that's amazing. No, and I think that, I mean, even through working with you, I just think it is science, but it is bigger than that too, which is really
Yeah.
exciting. Okay, so tell us, I mean, Jack, this is crazy. Like, how old are you? 21?
21.
That's
yeah.
crazy. That's actually insane. We've known each other for a couple years now.
Yeah.
Which is so fun. But tell us the journey. It was so funny when I was prepping for this. I was looking back at your channel and like seeing you as like a baby, not baby, but like you're a kid, like
Yeah.
making videos. So you've been making videos for so long. So just give me. We just found out about the magician thing.
Yeah.
But give us the story. Like
Sure.
Just the rundown.
Yeah. So I started making videos when I think I was 11 years old when I uploaded my first YouTube video. And it was just like a vlog of a family vacation.
Yeah.
And I loved doing that. And I made like 250 vlogs. Like that was my
Wow.
thing. I wanted to be like Casey Neistat, who, if you guys remember, he's, the guy with the sunglasses, went on the electric skateboard, and he always had the bendy tripod. He was awesome. And I wanted to be just
Yeah.
like him. But my vlogs of my daily life weren't as interesting as him because he was building like a $30 million tech company. And I was like going to middle school,
Right.
But like I was trying my best to make interesting vlogs. And I ended up going daily for like a year. People don't even like in 2017, like the
Wow.
year of 2017 will like forever be on my channel.
Wow.
Which is like kind of crazy.
Crazy.
That I was like a daily vlogger at one point, just like vlogging my like whenever I came home from school and like before I
Right.
started my homework, I would like make a little vlog.
Right.
But so that was what I did. And then I remember in sophomore year, for some reason, on the first day of school, my biology teacher, who was also my homeroom teacher, it was like my first period teacher, he was like, let's start talking about our careers. You're sophomores now, which is like crazy. If you're a sophomore in high school, you do not need to know what you're going to do with your life. But I remember I made tech reviews at that time. I had started making tech reviews, and I had like maybe 2,000 subscribers. And I'd never made $1 on social media. And I never really thought that was going to be my job. So I remember I put down I'm going to make tech. Like I'll work at Apple and be a hardware engineer. And it was like, what college am I going to go to? And I put a random college. And that moment, for some reason, I remember it because I remember thinking it was the first time I ever really thought beyond high school and into the future. And I was like, damn, I don't know if I actually want to do that.
Right.
I never had truly thought about my future that much. And then I was like, wait, that path doesn't actually sound that fun. So right after that, COVID hit my sophomore year.
Right.
And during COVID, I started experimenting a little more. And I saw TikTok really blow up. And this is 2020. TikTok's blowing up. Carlie Dill becomes the most famous person in the world just by dancing. And, she was a good dancer. But I was like, there's got to be an easier way to do this. I put my entire life into this and I don't get any views, which is fine. But I can't make a living on 200 views a video. I know Casey Neistat gets 1 million. So I studied the TikTok algorithm.
Wow.
I spent like 3 months just studying it, and I made a video about it. I had never even made a TikTok myself, but I made a video on YouTube called "I Figured Out the TikTok Algorithm."
Wow.
So Charlie D'Amelio is making TikToks. You know, I have a little crush on her. Right, I'm 15 years old.
You were Charlie over
and
Dixie.
I actually was Dixie over Charlie. To be honest with you,
okay.
but anyways, so I wanted to be, I was like, okay, I try so hard making these videos and I get 200 views and I want to like build a career out of this, I think, actually, because, you know, I don't really want to be a tech hardware engineer. So I studied the algorithm, made a video about it on YouTube. That video like got a decent amount of views. It became my most viewed video. I was like, okay, you know, we're still talking like, you know, in the tens of thousands, right? But so
it was kind of where you're feeling
it was something. I think I hit 10,000 subscribers, and I was like, really, this is 7 years in,
right?
So I was like really happy with 7 years in, 10,000 subscribers, and then I finally was like, okay, if I really know all of this about TikTok, because the way I did it is I made a new TikTok account.
Yeah.
I deleted the app, re-downloaded it, made a new TikTok account, and I just went through the first 100 videos.
Yeah.
And I wrote down the amount of comments, the amount of likes, the amount of shares, how long the videos were, whether they were verified or not. Just put in all this data and then just created graphs and found correlations.
Yeah.
That was all. Made that video. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to use this data to try to get to 100,000 followers in 7 days on a new account. And I was like, this has got to be possible. Like, people are getting 1 million followers by accident, like that, you know? And this is January 2021. I was like, I can do this. There's no way it doesn't work. I know how to make good videos.
You could feel it,
Yeah. So I made 20 TikToks in 7 days.
Wow.
3 a day, except for the last day was only 2. And I remember there were so many hacks at the time. Like if you filmed on a nice camera, this was brand new on TikTok, being able to upload from your camera roll. And so it was like so crazy for like it to be high quality. So I would get these comments, you know, is this on the iPhone 27? How does this look so nice, you know? And I did it. And it worked. And I got to, I think it was 99.7 thousand followers in 7 days. And I had no one watching me on YouTube at this point. And so then I made a YouTube video about how I did that. And by the time that came out, I was up to like 120,000 on TikTok. And that was my first YouTube video to get to 1 million views.
Wow.
And it was called I Rigged the TikTok Algorithm to Make Me Go Viral.
Right.
And so, yeah, that was really interesting. And so then I became like the algorithm guy.
Yeah.
And I rode that to 100,000 subscribers, being like this, I can rig the algorithm to make me go viral in weird ways type of thing. But I didn't really want to keep doing that. So then I spent the last like 2.5 years of my life kind of trying to figure out what it really was that I wanted to do. And now I'm at like 750,000 subscribers, just kind of like figuring it out and experimenting with different things, seeing what's worked and what's not. But I feel like I know exactly what my lane is now. And honestly, I'm really excited for this next era and for the rest of the year because I've got some really exciting videos that I'm planning and some big collaborations. So I think it's going to be big. I'm excited. And really, I found a love for just general science.
Right.
And as I've learned more about YouTube, I think I've gotten better at making bigger, cooler videos than just, you know, stuff about the TikTok algorithm. But I'll always love TikTok. And, you know, I hope TikTok doesn't get banned or whatever's going to happen because I also really love making short form content, just saying like science facts. So yeah, that's kind of my journey. Yeah.
TikTok is like amazing. Like I love TikTok, and I think that's so interesting too. I also love what you had to say about riding that wave, and I think a lot of creators, especially at the start of their journey, and my best friend McCall, she was like this. She got, you know, she quit nicotine, and that really worked for her, and that's kind of like
viral thumbnail,
right? And so it's like, but then right now she like makes concert content because like that works, and it's like those are vastly different, and yours are a little bit more in the same, but it's like you were like getting big on being the TikTok algorithm guy, but now you're like the science guy. And I think that's really an interesting thing that I don't think enough creators lean into, of like, you really can find a wave and ride it, and then you just have to find the next one, you know, because if you're not happy with that one, if you don't want to be the algorithm guy forever.
I didn't. Yeah. And it's like, I'd rather be in the position I'm at now where maybe overall I have slightly less success than had I just been the algorithm guy forever. But I really didn't want to keep making those videos.
Because you weren't passionate about that.
I really wasn't. I'm not a numbers guy. Like, I'm not a math guy. Like, yes, I make science videos, but I'm not making videos about graphs and analytics. Like, I'm just, people used to say like, oh, like you must like be wanting to major in data science in college. And I'd be like, absolutely not. No, I ended up going to college for a year. I went to the University of Florida. Yeah, and I film, like communications, media, film. That's what I did for a year, and it was all going well. But I wanted to get an internship in LA because I was like, I don't have any really creator friends. Like, I wonder if I moved to LA, if I would like meet other people like me. So I was like, I'll get an internship. Didn't land an internship. So I just told my parents, you know, I was making a decent amount of money on YouTube at this point. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to go to LA this summer and just don't even worry about it. I'm just going to get a 3-month apartment for the summer and just live there and I'll pay for all of it and just let me.
And what year was that?
This is 2023.
Right.
And they were like, okay. So I went there for the summer, hired you.
Yes.
And we worked on a few videos
Yeah, it
together.
was
We
great.
tried to change a flat earther's mind. Ended up
Yeah.
changing his mind a year later.
Yeah, that, I know. And I saw that
Yeah.
video and I was like, wow, that's so sweet. Because
Yep.
I felt a part of it.
I
was
know.
Like, oh my
You were
God.
part of the first time we tried.
It was the same guy, right?
Same guy. We sent a balloon up to space, which you helped with
I
to
did.
show the curvature. That didn't convince him. So what we had to do is take a boat.
He was a
out
real flat earther.
He was a real flat earther. I hooked him up to a lie detector the second time to prove
Let's
it.
just say, sidebar, finding that flat earther,
Really hard.
really hard.
You remember the story, and we can get into that. But
we can talk about that, but just
the second time we had to take a boat out to the horizon and show that the boat would disappear behind the horizon. The bottom half would get, covered by the
Wow.
horizon. And then I took him to the top of a building, and then he was able to see over the horizon and see the boat again, which was proof that the Earth must have a curve to it in order to see it. But anyways, so
okay. So
Yeah.
hold on. Okay, that is so crazy
Yeah.
that happened. So
But
back-
anyways, yeah, so
yes.
that's the summer of 2023.
That's
So I moved
crazy.
here and I was like, okay, I'm going to get I didn't have an internship. I'm going to just get an apartment and I'm going to figure this out. And I started working with you and I had a few people I tried to have edit my videos and like things were working and I made some friends here. And so it was like a slow transition. I told my parents like, okay, like maybe I'll just do online school from LA and I'll stay here. And they're like, okay. So I get a 12-month apartment here. I'm like, okay, I live here now. The semester is about to start. I'm like, actually, maybe I just don't go back to college at all. And
Maybe
they
I
were
just
like,
don't do the school
all
thing.
right. Like they said, that's fine, but you need to be fully on your own then. Like if you trust yourself to financially be 100% on your own, do it. And I was like, okay. And it's been 2.5 years and I've been totally fine. And I just live on my own and it's great. And I love my parents, and I
they
really
seem to be
appreciate them.
supportive.
I really appreciate them for being so supportive. Like it's
Wow.
been amazing and they've let me do this and I've had my
Wow.
highs and lows, but overall, like I'm making it work and I'm here and life is pretty
Wow.
good. So
okay, so when you moved to LA, you were already making money on YouTube. When did you first really like make your first dollar on YouTube?
yeah, so the rigging the TikTok algorithm video
That
was
was the one.
probably when I made my first dollar on YouTube. My first honestly, the first time I started making like really significant money, I remember like my brand deals went up a lot.
Yeah.
Was when I had this video where I called 100 celebrities to see who picked up.
I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah.
That was big for you.
Yeah, so whenever I get recognized in public, which isn't that often, super honored whenever it happens, but whenever it does happen, it's usually that video because, so I did that video twice, and both times it got about 3 million views, so it's kind of like 6 million view video, and then it also got like 10 million on Snapchat.
Yeah.
And then it got like,
It did a TikTok, right? too.
there's multiple TikTok shorts, the shorts has like 7 million, the TikTok has a
I
few
think
million.
that's the
like,
only way I had heard of you before Hayden
Okay.
was I think I had seen your celebrity TikTok and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's that guy.
it just like went out there in a million
Yeah.
ways. People clipped the video in
Right.
different clips that each got millions of views. Like that video went so many
Millions of
places. Yeah, it's still
impressions.
probably the biggest thing that I've done overall. And the idea with that video, I think it's probably the best idea I've come up with. I don't know if I've been
Wow.
able to come up with anything better since. But basically, it was so simple. It stemmed from, do you remember Be Real?
Yes. I
Yeah.
love Be Real.
Are you still on it?
Not anymore, but
Okay.
I was on it
Really
for
fell
years.
off,
It,
unfortunately.
it fell off, but I have friends that are on it to this day. I fell
Really?
off. I felt like it was like another checklist commitment of like another social media thing, you know what I mean? And I was like in my like I'm not doing that era.
Yeah.
But I will say, actually, shout out Be Real because my ex-boyfriend said that the reason we started dating was because he looked back at all of our Be Reals and his favorite days were with me.
Wow.
So Be Real, use that for marketing because
Wow.
and
They
I
need to come. I loved Be Real.
I loved Be Real.
Yeah.
And like the idea of it was there, but seriously, no. Like, shout out Be Real.
Yeah, no, it was great. But so it was blowing up, and this was 2022. And my idea was the whole point of Be Real is it's like the only social media where there aren't celebrities, it's just your friends.
Yes.
So I was like, what if I add celebrities on Be Real? That was my idea. That was Gen 1 of calling
Wow.
celebrities, was adding celebrities on Be Real. And so I was
good.
like, how am I going to find their accounts? And something I had done in the past was to reach out to people for interviews for videos.
Right.
I had found this website called whitepages.com,
Heard of
which
her.
is which is a website with people's leaked information on it. And it's funny now, if you watch any of my videos, you'll know I literally do a lot of sponsorships with companies that help you take your information off those websites.
That's so funny.
Because like it's really needed because those websites really kind of stalk you. But I had used those websites to find just like people I needed for videos.
Right.
And so I was like, what if I looked up the celebrities on there? And so I remember the first person I found was Dixie D'Amelio, ironically.
Your
And
girl.
yeah. And her number was right there. So I added her to my contacts and then I went on to Be Real. And it was like, from your contacts at Dixie, a bunch of strings of numbers. And I was like, wait, so that's her account. And then I added her and she added me back. because for her, it was like, this person has you in their contacts. So it was like, first she's like, oh, I must know him. And so I was able to do this. And then what I would do is I would add Dixie's friends. And they thought I must know Dixie because it would say, you have one mutual friend, Dixie D'Amelio. And then I created this web of celebrities. And then I became celebrity friends with a bunch of people on Be Real. And that was like,
and was it real? They were really
100% real. Yes. Barbara Corcoran from Shark Tank. We used to react to each other's Be Real. It was so random. And so this was the first version of that idea. And that got like 700,000 or 800,000 views, which was amazing. But like that like wasn't as broad. And then I don't know when it dawned on me. I do remember I was getting tacos at this taco stand right by my old apartment in Florida in college.
Wow.
And I remember just biking and I was thinking to myself, what if I simplified that idea and just I called 100 celebrities I found in the phone book?
Wow.
Because I was thinking no one's thought about going through a phone book to find celebrities' phone numbers. And that was like the first version of the title. And then I called 100 celebrities to see who picked up.
Wow.
And I just did it. And so it was very ballsy. I was very scared to do this, but I was like, what if I just call all the numbers that I found from the Be Real video and just see if they pick up? And if they do, I won't annoy them.
Because also you know that they're real numbers because they've added you on Be Real, so you can also know.
That was like a verification, was if I went on to Be Real, or this was on Snapchat or Instagram or TikTok, it would say from your contacts and it would link their actual account. And that's how you knew it was them. And so I was like, I have all their numbers. Nobody knows you can do this. I'm not going to annoy them. Why don't I do them a favor? I'll call them and be like, hey, just wanted to let you know your numbers leaked online. Just wanted you to know, sorry for calling. Here's how to get it off. And they would be like, oh my God, thank you.
Wow.
So it was very nerve wracking. And honestly, that video gave me so much social confidence because I was so scared every time, but I spent weeks and I had to track every celebrity and how many times I'd called them because I didn't want to annoy them, but I also really wanted them to pick up so that they would hear my message and for the content. Because let's be honest, Carlie, I could have texted all of them and they all would have seen it and it would have been easy. But that's not
fun. Good content.
Right. So I called 100.
No, the thumbnail of you and Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Oh yeah, that was the sequel. So it worked. The first one, I think.
I love that thumbnail.
Taylor Swift was the thumbnail.
Yeah.
And then the sequel, my friend Harrison was like, why don't you FaceTime all of them? And I was like, oh, my heart dropped. I was so scared.
Yes.
But I was like, okay, I'll try. And I FaceTimed them all this time. And whenever you get a FaceTime from a random number, nobody picks that up. But I actually got some pickups and it worked.
This curly redhead.
Yeah. And I'm just like, hey, I know you don't know me. I just wanted to let you know found this number on this website. You can take it off by following these instructions. And they'd be like, okay, thank you. And then they'd hang up. But I talked to multiple Kardashians and Britney Spears' dad picked up, which was so weird. I talked to, Mark Cuban, Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars.
Why were more people not calling these numbers already?
I think people just didn't know you could do this. When you look up, Taylor Swift phone number, a number will come up, but it's fake. These aren't real numbers. But no one thought that if you just went to these leaked information websites that you could just Google a celebrity's name and their number would be on there. And as scary as it is to say, oftentimes their address would be on there too.
Wow.
And that really was their house. But what I'm kind of proud to say, I guess now, is that a lot of celebrities after that video really did take their numbers off. And after I would call them, I would check later. Elon Musk took his number off.
Wow.
After I texted him.
It ended up being actually a really good thing for everyone.
And I knew it was them taking their number off too, because in order to take it off, I'm pretty sure you have to send them a picture of your ID to prove that it's you. And I remember I texted Elon Musk and he was never someone that ever picked up, but I texted him and I remember it said red. The text had been read.
Wow.
And then his number was taken off the website.
Wow.
Yeah. And so there were so many people that were impacted by the video, and there were actually some big YouTubers that texted me that I barely knew. I remember Ryan Trahan texted me afterwards and was like, dude, every time you make one of these videos, I get harassed by people. And I would be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was like, I'm so sorry. Please, you can take your number off. Here's how to do it. I know I say it in the video. Gosh. He's like, yeah, I took it off the first time you made the video, but I still get texts. And he wasn't mad at me because overall, I think the video was a net good for the world because it told so many famous people, here's how to take your numbers off.
But
the
it
internet.
also was telling people how to find them.
Yeah, someone told me, someone who knows Mr. Beast told me that he was getting texts. Everyone was I think so many celebrities were probably texted that video when they were like, how did you figure this out? And we're like, this YouTuber made this video about how to find numbers.
You.
But now, if you search for a celebrity on any of those websites, like they're really not there because they all got harassed, and I'm so sorry, and I hope no one got hacked and lost, like whatever. I hope it wasn't too bad, but like they're all gone now. They really are all gone, and those websites all have me banned.
Wow.
I cannot make an account on White Pages. I've tried every email I have. They banned all my accounts.
I mean, I would ban your account too.
Yeah. No, I made them look so bad, and I hate them. White Pages, I hate you. I really do. I think it's a net negative for the world. Data brokers are bad.
Okay, yes,
so
I agree.
You can sign up to
Doxing
Incogni,
is bad, yes.
and you can use code. I don't remember what my code is, but it's in a video. And shout out to Incogni because then you can get your number taken offline, and they'll do it for you. So there you go.
There we go. No, that's amazing.
Little sponsor plug. Yeah,
that was unpaid. That is just Jack Love.
Yeah, that was just me. That was just me.
So no, I think that's amazing, and I was gonna bring that video up because, yeah, that was like the main reason I knew who you were, and I feel like that. You tell me what you think, but I feel like that was like your moment. Like you're like, okay, that you're a YouTuber. Like this is legit. Like obviously you're already legit, but it was like this is big. You know, millions and millions and millions of impressions.
Yeah.
Did any of those celebrities block you, or do they trust you with your number now? I guess.
You know, a lot of the times. So what's interesting? I've never even thought about that because so many, like I would say, like 50% of the numbers on White Pages weren't real, like or maybe they were real, but the celebrity had gotten a new number because many of these celebrities had been harassed in the past, and like now they finally were learning, because I was the first person to tell them here's how to take it offline, and so now they were finally taking it offline. But many of the celebrities had been harassed in the past, and so the numbers wouldn't be still their numbers. Or other times White Pages makes a lot of mistakes, so I texted a lot of celebrities like daughters, or sometimes I would text like, I remember I texted Michael Phelps, and it was a different Michael Phelps, you know, or like whoever, and they'd be like, I'm not the same as like the swimmer, but like, thanks for letting me know, you know. Or sometimes I'd get a response, they'd be like, that really isn't me, like White Pages is just wrong, and I would be like, oh, well, when I put your number in on TikTok, it says you are this contact, and so fun fact, your number used to belong to this celebrity. They'd be like, oh my God, that's crazy. And then other times the celebrities would pretend it wasn't them. Sometimes I would pick up, like Mark Cuban. He goes, yeah, that's not me, but thanks, but that's not me. And then he like hung up. And it is so obviously Mark Cuban's voice. It is so obvious. But anyways, to answer your question about the blocking, sometimes it just wouldn't go through. And I would usually just assume that it was because the number wasn't real. But now that you say that, I bet I was getting blocked, to be honest. But dude, I was such a stalker for months, dude. I like those videos took months each. I remember there was a night when I wasn't getting a lot of replies, and I realized the next day it was because it was the Golden Globes. And a lot of the celebrities I was texting were at the award show. And like that's why they weren't replying to me. And then I would text them the next day, and then they replied. Because sometimes I would like harass them a little bit, but like in a nice way. I'd be like, hey, like here's the link to take your number off.
I would harass them in a nice way.
Well, but I wanted content, but like I really did want to help them. Also, I mean content first, but like you know, I would text them the link to take their number off, and they would leave me on red. And I'd be like, and I would check the next day, the number's still on, and I'd be like, hey, like I'm really sorry to annoy you, but like I really mean this. Like I really think you should take your number off. Like then you won't get harassed. Like seriously, like it's for your own safety. Like I really think you should take it off. And then they leave me on red. And then I would call them, like, and I'd leave a voicemail. And, like, I know I'm annoying them, but this is valid, you know? So,
no, it's valid.
And then eventually maybe they would pick up, and they would be like, hello, I keep getting your texts. And I'd be like, yeah, like, I really think you should take it off. And they're like, oh, okay, all right, thank you, you know? So, yeah, it was a wild video.
This is, like, crazy. And what year is that? That was, like, a while
This
ago
was
now.
the very end of 2022 was when I started filming Calling Celebrities 1, and then FaceTiming Celebrities was, like, March or April of 2023.
Okay, this is crazy. Okay, so you're in LA. Okay, so that's crazy.
Yeah, so I moved to LA in June of 2023.
Okay, and so now you weren't in LA when you filmed Calling.
No, I was in college.
And then, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, and so then you get to LA. Yeah, we started working together. I know, I'll never forget. So Jack and I started working together because I was working at Airac. Shout out Airac, love you, Ricky. And it was my time to leave, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do something different. You were literally like the first person I worked with. Hayden was like, bro, there's this YouTuber. He's like a kid, like, but he's super dope, and like he's got red hair.
Just turned 19.
You were so young. Yeah. But I was young. I was like, I was 21. I was 21.
Yeah.
So I was young too. So I was like, yeah. And I was like, there was like, he needs a producer. I was like, I produce videos. I think I produced videos. And it was so fun because it was like,
you did what
so
I needed
different.
at the time. Yeah.
we made videos. It was
Yeah.
fun. It
We
was
made, I
fun.
think, 3 or 4.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, we
cool.
did Flat Earther Sees Space for the first time.
That did well.
That did do well. I think we worked. Did you help me with the planetarium that I
Yes,
found? Yeah.
yes.
So we did. I found the planet that went missing, and
good.
that was where I tried to find a planet
I
in the sky
vividly
that very
remember
few
that one.
people had ever seen from Earth. And I went to Oregon for that.
Yes, I
Bend,
remember.
Oregon. And then,
Yes.
did you help me on the lost luggage video?
I did.
The lost luggage video. And maybe
I
there
think
was
that
one
was
or two
it.
more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was good.
We
It was
didn't
good.
do that many because I
No, because then I got another job.
and
too.
I took a very long time to finish these. So
They finally came out.
right,
Yeah,
eventually
yeah.
they would come out. Yeah,
Eventually they
But-
came out. But it was so fun. And
Yeah.
It was so fun. And I remember Jack, it was so funny because if you were watching Jack's content back then, it's still true today, but especially in that era, like your view to subscriber count ratio was so good. Like you were really
Yeah.
like it was just I thought it was really interesting, and I think your videos were really performing for where your channel was at. They were like really outperforming your sub count, which was like is pretty rare, you know. So in a creator, you had a very healthy channel, which you still do, and I think that was rare, you know, to find. And that's why I even think having this conversation is so interesting, because I think a lot of people think you have to have 5 million subscribers, 10 million subscribers to like do this. And it's
Right.
like, no, like, I mean, how many subscribers were you at when you really went like full time? Like, I'm making money to live on this. Do
I
you
would have been
remember?
able to go full time by like 300,000 for
Yeah.
sure. But you can go full time at 50,000. It's only based on the
niche and
views
RPMs,
and this.
yeah.
Honestly, it's based on your business acumen. Not to use the
Right.
word acumen, which I don't even know what that means, but it's really based on the decisions you make.
Definition.
You know,
Right.
like you can be in a very
Right.
specific niche, and if you
Yeah.
get 10,000 views a video in that very specific niche, and all 10,000 of those people are super dedicated to that niche, then you can do a brand deal for something in that niche and sell a lot of that product. And if you make commission on that product and get paid a rate for that brand deal, you can make thousands and thousands of dollars and still go full time.
Yeah.
Whereas if you make very broad content but get 10,000 views a video, it's not going to fly. And so for me, being kind of a science creator, I could partner up with an AI or a VPN or something like that, and they know that my audience cares about digital security
Yep.
and cares about space and science. And so, the Adler Planetarium in Chicago would rather work with me, even if I get 100,000 views, over maybe someone like Iraq that might get 5 million views, because there's still
Your
might
audience
be,
is so specific.
right. They know for a fact that all 100,000 of those people like space.
Right.
And
are
so
interested
they
in
might
what they're doing.
Absolutely. So they might buy products and or go to the Adler Planetarium or whatever it is,
Right.
I
Right.
mean, I've collaborated with NASA, which is
Yeah.
not an organization that should be taken lightly. It's not an organization that collaborates with anyone, and I'm so honored that they had me, and
Yeah.
I'd love to do it again. But it's because they know that the people that are going to watch the video, even if it's not as many people as some other creators, like they know that those people like NASA.
They're bought
and
into
they're
that.
bought in, and they're going to support initiatives to give NASA more
Yeah.
funding, which is really what they want as a government agency.
Right.
So yeah, and
No.
shout out NASA. I love
Shout
NASA.
out NASA. I love space too. Like I
Me
love
too.
space also.
Bring back the Mars sample program.
Right. Okay, so there's kind of two angles here, right? And there's like the logistics and there's the creative. So I want to start with the logistics of your channel, because
do
I
it.
think where you're at now like is so fascinating, and I think a lot of people should replicate kind of, if I had to be honest. So I would love to hear about like what does your team look like?
Sure.
And you can tell the people you've told me, but if you could talk about what your team looks like and just kind of what it actually looks like to get a video out start to finish. And like how long were you doing that by yourself before you brought, I know you brought me on early, but like what did that kind of look like?
Yeah, so I can talk about my early process, and
Yeah.
I can also talk about like sort of what I'm looking to
Yeah.
have be my process for the rest of the year. To be honest with you, I'm going through a little bit of a transitional period right now with
Yeah.
figuring out my process. The last few months have been a little bit rocky, honestly, like a bit
Yeah.
of a roller coaster as far as content for me. Like it's been
Right.
a
I
little,
saw you had a couple bangers.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a roller coaster. I've been very split focus. I've been
Yeah.
focusing a little more on TikTok lately, and it's just kind of been a little wild lately. I
Mm.
went through some transitions with editing and with producing and all of this, but I can tell you what my ideal process looks
Yeah.
like. My ideal process is to upload a video kind of every 3 weeks, maybe every month. For me, it's
The
like
Mark Rober
quality over
method,
quantity.
yeah.
Yeah. And an idea has to go through a lot of phases, to get the idea right. For me, it's usually like title first and then thumbnail. And then I sort of A/B test thumbnails and figure out what thumbnail is going to be the best. But like, I think the concept is the most important thing.
Yeah.
So like, I changed a flat earther's mind. That's a good concept. Okay, so let's take that for example. All right, so that's the title. All right, I know that that's a good idea. How am I going to execute that? Well, there's a few ways you can execute it. One way, take a balloon to space, live stream what the balloon sees to a camera on the flat Earth, in a VR headset that the flat earther wears on the ground. That's what we did 2 years ago, right? Didn't work. Like it was cool. It was a really cool idea, but there were a few flaws, and he didn't believe me, so he didn't change his mind. Okay, we're gonna do it again. I want to one up it. Okay, so how do I do that? I was walking on the beach, and that's when I came up with what I would call the creative of the video. And this isn't me coming up with these terms. This is what it's called, kind of in YouTube. There's ideation and creative. The idea is like the title thumbnail. The creative is like, what are you going to do in the video to sort of deliver that title thumbnail as best as possible? So the creative was, let's take the boat out to the horizon. That's step one. He'll look through a telescope, see the boat disappear from behind the horizon at exactly the point, according to the Pythagorean theorem, that it should disappear.
Wow, haven't heard that since 7th grade.
I literally did the Pythagorean theorem on a whiteboard for him and said, so it should take 5.64 miles or something before the boat disappears behind the horizon. Right. Exactly. So let's use GPS and make sure it takes that amount of time exactly. And so we made sure, and that's exactly how much it took.
Wow.
And then we took him to the top of a tall building, and he was able to see over the curve and see the boat again.
Wow.
And it was irrefutable evidence that the Earth had to be round. So that was the creative. I had to come up with, how am I going to make sure I change his mind? And how am I going to make sure the audience believes me? Well, for that, I did something that, honestly, I'm not sure if it was the right call looking back, because I've realized people don't really believe lie detectors. But I thought that maybe it would be fun, and it added a little bit to the video, but it'd be fun to ask him in the beginning of the day, are you really a flat earther while hooked up to the lie detector? Have him say, yes, I am. And then the lie detector's like, true, which was the intro to the video. And then say, by the end of the video, I'm going to change his mind on lie detector. And that's what I did. At the end of the day, he interrogated all of us while we were hooked up to a lie detector.
Wow.
He said, did you mess with anything today? Did you lie to me at all today? Is everything I saw real? And I was like, yes, yes, yes. My friend Josh, my roommate, he was on the boat. He asked Josh, were you really on that boat? Did you really go 5.64 miles, whatever it was? Josh is like, yes. Finally, I hook up him up to the lie detector. I say, okay, did we change your mind? And he said, yes, the Earth's round. I agree. And the lie detector said true. So it was irrefutable evidence that we really changed his mind in the video. I think that's probably the best creative I've ever done. Video did super well.
I like the lie detector. I think that's a good way to even incorporate you guys into the video. I think it's great.
But it's so far from perfect. I mean, every video could be 1,000 times better. It's a good
video, though.
But that's a good video. It's done pretty well. And yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I think so. That's awesome. And so back in the early days, you did everything yourself. You edited, you ideated, you produced everything. And then obviously, because you were still editing when we were working together, right?
I was.
You edited for a while.
I still edit. I never stopped, to be honest. I still edit. I've had editors, but they've always been kind of like assistant. Like they've never fully been the editor.
Right.
I had one guy who was doing a decent amount of editing for a while, but I've always come in at the end and I want to do a little more. And I don't know. The videos that I perform the best and that I'm most proud of are the ones that I tend to edit.
It makes sense.
It's the thing I have the hardest time giving up, but it's so time consuming. I mean, I would love to find someone that could really do more of the work, honestly, but I really do love editing. I truly do. Like it seriously might be one of my favorite parts of the process.
Wow.
Like it is so fun for me.
And I think that's what I feel like a creator like yourself, and if to anyone who wants to get into creating videos too, it's like my advice is always, and this is coming from someone that doesn't really like to edit but knows how, but it's like you have to do all of it. I really believe the best creators have touched every part of the process.
Yeah.
And if you're making especially these really entertainment or even vlogs or just anything, and even Alex Cooper edits her own podcast, and I really admire that about her. And it's wow, I do think there is something about being a part of the process. At some point.
Some of my biggest and my most favorite videos are the ones that I just work on all on my own.
Wow.
I'm about to make this video that I was telling you about. Mm-hmm. I'm so excited about it, honestly.
Yeah.
The title is I Technically Cloned Mr. Beast. And what I'm doing is I am having a bunch of YouTubers spit or pee or give me their sweat or something, a little bit of some sort of bodily fluid. I have Airac spit in the fridge over there. I was there this morning, and I'm having YouTubers give me some sort of bodily fluid, and then what you do is you grow it in an agar plate in an incubator, and you can create bacteria, and then you can turn the bacteria into bread or cheese or Greek yogurt. I'm going to probably do cheese, and then maybe have a cheese connoisseur come over and tell me which cheese tastes the best. and I'm going to clone them into cheese. So that's the idea. That was actually Eric's idea. I don't know if I'm going to do the cheese connoisseur, but he wants me to do the cheese connoisseur. I think that's fun.
I think you should use something for the cheese, though, like pizza or like, you know what I mean?
I could put them on a pizza and then what slice tastes the best. Yeah, there's a lot of ideas.
I just feel like cheese...
I thought maybe I could do, one person turns into a plant, one's cheese, one's bread, and then I put it all together into a sandwich and then eat it.
I'm just thinking about like a YouTuber sandwich.
A YouTuber sandwich. See, I like that. But the cheese connoisseur is fun because then it's all different cheeses, and I can like have someone come over I can be like,
cheese. Sorry, that literally broke me off. Cheese connoisseur to me, like, it's confusing. I don't know what a connoisseur cheese like.
They would be telling me which YouTuber tastes the best.
But like, what constitutes a cheese connoisseur? Like, it's just not a very broad concept.
I would say maybe a food critic.
Okay, yes, but I just feel I don't know. I just feel like it's not as like the sandwich or the pizza to me is way stronger. Like, I just feel like, active ideation. That's just my take. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying cheese connoisseur.
But I do want to see which YouTuber tastes the best. That's an interesting thought.
Or you could do cheese and crackers, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I just feel like just cheese. Maybe you just eat the cheese. But it would be interesting also if you had a YouTuber you didn't clone come and eat them and give their opinion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do like the idea of making the YouTubers eat themselves, too, a little bit. Like, I have to figure out what I'm doing with their...
if the video does well, you should save all of it, and then the next video is
I'm saving their bodily fluids forever.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, everyone go watch that video, and let's see what Jack chose and what happened.
We'll see.
Because I will see, but I think that video is really strong.
I'm really excited about it. Wow.
Okay, well, that's incredible.
And I'm just... but to go back to where we started on that, I'm just excited because it's such a solo video. It's going back to my roots. It's such the basics. It's like I'm at the airport. I'm like, all right, guys, I'm going to North Carolina to go see Mr. Beast. Like, I'm really nervous, Like,
yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Have you ever been there?
I have 4 times actually.
Wow. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great. Oh yeah, you have.
Yeah, but I've never I don't know Jimmy. Yeah. It's scary. I've just been there because I have a few friends that have worked there. Because in this industry, sometimes if you don't succeed with your own channel, it's very easy to go work at Mr. Beast, And so I have a lot of friends that have gone and worked for Mr. Beast at different periods of time. I've even done some work for him. Yeah. So I'm very familiar with them and whatever. And so I know my way around over there, but Jimmy's still a very intimidating figure, you know?
Yeah.
So
trust me, when he was sitting in my desk with my pink desk in the Iraq offices, have I told you about that?
No.
Oh, yeah. Like one day we were just sitting at the office. Well, my first day, I don't think I've told the story yet. So my first day on the job at Iraq, we did the 100 bodyguards video. And we go to VidCon, we sneak into VidCon, 100 bodyguards, Well, Eric and the team had just moved into their new house. So they were having a housewarming party that night. I had never heard of Eric. So I was at Eric's house. Didn't know who Eric was. I just filmed the one video. I was PAing. I just got pizza for everyone. And that night they're like, yeah, you should come to the party tonight. Cause I live down the street. So I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll come to the party. Well, I didn't know anything about YouTube. I hadn't even shook Eric's hand yet. I literally was just PAing for this random dude. And we had all these, I was just going with the flow.
Yeah.
And then I walk in and you know who's playing chess on the couch? My first day on the job? Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
And so Mr. Beast, first day on the job, is sitting on the couch, and I had just seen the Squid Games video, and I was I just found out who he was.
Right.
Literally, and I was starstruck because I was where am I? I was what am I doing? So anyway, that's
the first time meeting Mr. Beast is always just
well,
yeah,
it's
but
just also
oh my god,
it's weird. And then we've met a couple times, but it was just weird in that moment too of it was I teleported into an alternate universe. Isn't that hilarious?
Yeah, it's crazy. And you should mention too, just in case anybody doesn't know, PA is just production assistant.
I was nobody.
Literally means that you just show up for the day and grab coffees and waters. You literally just set up the lights.
Say nothing. I didn't even set up the lights. I didn't touch cameras. I literally
and there's Mr. Beast.
And you walk in and they just happen to invite me to the party, and I'm literally sitting there oh my gosh, that's the gonna be the biggest YouTuber ever one day. And I mean, this was a couple years ago, and he was big. He was big, but he wasn't what he is now.
Right.
And I barely knew who he was. And then I remember meeting Eric, and I was
you weren't what you are now either.
No, I wasn't.
You were just a PA.
I was a PA, and if you had told me on that day we'd be doing this, I would not believe. I would be that's hilarious of you. That's
look how far you've come, and look how far Mr. Beast has come too. We're all doing our thing.
The comparison.
No, well, I just meant everyone, whatever.
Jimmy, no, I love Jimmy though. Yeah. But so I think
Jimmy's older than us. We'll catch up.
Right, we will. We have time. We have time. He's also got years on me. I'm new.
Right.
So if we're really, you had how many subscribers at 7 years?
It's 7 years ago.
Well, no, whenever you remember you were like, oh, I've been on the platform, or Josh, somebody earlier was like, oh, in a couple years I had like this many subscribers. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's 7 years in, I had 2,000 subscribers.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And so I'm like, if you really look, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I just think that's so cool what you're doing. And like, I think that video, it'll be cool to see if there's a sequel too.
I hope so. Social hacking, it really works.
I
it
agree.
really does. It's worked very well for Iraq.
I think it's really exciting. And so, yeah, you have so many fun and incredible videos in the pipeline. So, yeah, go back to your system. Like, I would love to hear about what are you working towards right now to make your videos are pretty big. Like, they're pretty decently sized videos. How long does it kind of take from start to finish? And then, what does your team look like now? And when did you know you needed support?
Right. It depends on the video. Some videos are harder than others. For that spit one, right, it's like really easy. It was like I just need like a vial, and I need like a pack of vials. I need like a way to store it. I need a way to like bring like from San Francisco back to LA, like keep it cold and stuff. And then other times there's a whole production, system where you have to get planned with producer and all of this stuff.
And even the flat earther video was like, this is kind of like a whole thing.
That was a legit
fly
production.
Out.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm trying to move away from such high production videos.
I think that's good.
I really am. Like I've only over the last 2 years lowered my production.
That's awesome.
Like every couple months I lower it another level.
Yeah.
And I don't really see lower production equaling less views. In fact, sometimes the higher production videos do the worst. So, and it's much more ROI, like return on investment, to make like a lower production video than a high production video. Like a high production video can do really well on every platform, but so can a clipped low production video. Like it really, like my most viewed thing I've ever done was this guy, Carlie Dill. He walked on the moon in Apollo 16. He's one of only 4 people alive today who walked on the moon, who's still alive. He's, I think, 91 years old now. Or maybe he's 89. I forget. But so my producer, Bella, she reached out to him and tried so hard to get him to respond, whatever. He wasn't responding. Eventually, she just called his number that we found on whitepages.com. And he said, hello, Carlie Dill. And she said, hi, I've been emailing you. I work with this channel, Jack Orden, and we'd really like to come and interview you for his video, and we'll pay you, whatever. And he's like, okay, sure, yeah. What day do you want to come by? We're like, and we were in Ohio. We had just finished interviewing the oldest person in America.
Yes, I remember when you did that.
Yeah, and I'm going to go back to her, I think, because she's soon going to be the world's oldest person.
Wow.
So I'm going to go meet the world's oldest person.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's interesting. And that's another one where it's so, you just call the nursing home, hey, I'll pay whatever, and do you mind if I come and I'll ask her some questions, and I'll be super nice and respectful? Sure. Easy.
What else are they doing?
Right. Banger. There you go. But so with Carlie Dill, it was as simple as we just show up and I had some interview questions prepared. And what made that video really viral was that it was just such a good concept. It was like moon astronaut reacts to moon landing deniers. Something that no one had ever tried to do before. Is get a guy that actually literally walked on the moon to react to idiot moon landing deniers. And I don't want to say idiot, but like the moon landing definitely happened. I'll just be honest. And I met
Carlie Dill can tell you.
He can tell me, like, he went to the moon. I trust this guy. And so, I had him react to moon landing deniers, and it was crazy, very ballsy, very scary to do, honestly. But I ended up making 2 videos with that. And that was like a simple production, and that's the most viewed thing I've ever done.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, like 3.5 million views.
Well, I think it's because you also chase stories. I feel like you actually are chasing and building through your videos stories and moments, and I think that really does go so much further than people think. I think they think you have to have this crazy concept, and it's like, but if in the video there's a reason to watch, just like this, because don't forget about the crazy thing at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget. Like, I'm just saying, if there's a reason to watch, I think that can go a long way.
Well, my ideation tactic, honestly, and this is a little bit my secret sauce, but if there's one thing I've learned, it's that Mr. Beast always says, I give away all my secrets in every podcast, and yet I'm still the biggest YouTuber. And I think that's so interesting because, we all know exactly what he does, and yet, no one can fully replicate it. And so I'm never going to feel like anything I do is that special or that I can't say it because I hope this teaches people things, and then you're welcome to do it, and I hope it works for you. But I don't know, I'm trying to do what Mr. Beast does and it doesn't always work. So it's I'm not really going to gatekeep, to be honest. I just feel like that doesn't help anybody. But so anyways, my secret sauce when it comes to ideation really is contradictions. That's what I always tell Josh, my roommate, who we always ideate together. Almost every single one of my titles, if you look at every title over the last 2 years, is a contradiction, right? It's Flat Earther see space for the first time. 50 X's reunite for the first time. 100 colorblind people see color for the first time. I have that's 2 videos away right now. We just finished filming that. You know, I mean, I'm trying to think of another example. What's some of my recent videos? What have I been doing lately?
You did the
I did. Wait, what was I? I mean, I did Moon Astronaut Reacts to Moon Landing Deniers, right? I did World's Smartest Ape Takes an Intelligence Test.
That one was crazy.
That was crazy. Not as much of a contradiction, but yeah, I mean, an ape taking an intelligence test. I built a bike that ignores physics.
Yeah.
Right? Even I called 100 celebrities, here's who picked up, as a contradiction because you're not supposed to be able to call celebrities. So when you're thinking of ideas, it's really just like, what is not possible? You know, like I was talking to my roommate Brandon the other day in the car about an idea that was so interesting. And it's like, no one's ever done this. Imagine a horse in an indoor swimming pool room, not in the pool, just like next to the pool by the diving board. Isn't that a weird thing to imagine? Now imagine that thumbnail and tell me that's not going to get millions of views.
Right.
Putting animals in places that they don't usually go. Imagine a cow inside of your local donut shop. Like, just like think about that. Or like imagine like
a zebra.
Sure. Imagine a giraffe at the gas station, like poking its head on top of the like the roof, you know, and like putting
something
and like
store or something?
yeah. Like that is just such an insane. Like imagine driving and you pass the gas station and there's just a giraffe, like walking near like that's such an insane visual,
right?
And like sometimes it's just like that contradiction visual is enough, or I don't even know what the video is. I guarantee if that's a thumbnail, it's a banger. Like it just is. There's no way it's not. And so sometimes like my best ideas are just like, there's no way that's real. Like Taylor Swift in my contacts and I'm on the phone with her. Like there's just no way.
Right.
But if you really do it, that's it.
Right.
That's the banger. That's the video, you know? And so that's like my best tip for coming up with ideas is it's just like, what insane contradiction can you make that like just no one has ever seen or thought of before? And like if you just think like, what's a thing I've genuinely, two normal things that I've never seen put together, and the more direct the contradiction is, the better. Like a zebra at a gas station is one thing because it's just kind of random.
Right.
But a moon astronaut and moon landing denier tweet from Elon Musk right next to each other.
Crazy.
That's like the most direct contradiction ever. Or like this bike I built that had a wheel in the back that was split in half and it still worked because it was like this split in half wheel. It was like a puzzle. That's a direct contradiction. How could a bike work with 1.5 wheels?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think like direct contradictions are just like such a good tip for ideation, you know? Flat earther sees space.
Yeah, it's so good.
I know there's so many other examples and I'm kind of forgetting.
But these are great moments of knowing, like, even, you know, just finding ways to make
100-year-old tries Apple Vision Pro. You know, like that's great. Like I did ages 1 to 100 try Apple Vision Pro. Like that's such a direct contradiction. Like 100-year-old with an Apple Vision Pro. Like such an obvious like, you know what I mean? They don't go together.
So many people, and even like watching Eric do his like I hidden celebrity videos. It's like, or I hidden YouTuber videos. It's like it's Eric, but it's still like that's still crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's still something crazy about like hiding in or like going to every single gas station. Like when they did that video, it's like that's so crazy in general. It either has to be crazy or contradictory, or in my opinion, overly relatable. Like I think there's like, you know, because I think
those are all very valid methods for ideation. Absolutely.
I'm just saying it's very interesting that I think it's having a strategy and picking a strategy is really important, right? Because you have 100%. Like a Brooklyn and Bailey who you care because you know they're real and you want to watch them, and you don't care if she's having a baby or eating chocolate cake or doing her nails. Like you want to watch that. With you, it's like, okay, we want to find something interesting and be educated and experience and learn about something that you can't even learn in school. They're not going to teach you about that, you know? But then also there's like this is just like, I think someone else said on a podcast, it's like, like, okay, I think Samir said, he's like, you've never seen a cheetah versus a Lambo. That's why it works in Jimmy's videos, but nobody normally can do that.
Yeah.
But anyone can do something contradictory, you
Correct.
know? Like,
correct.
It's like I could wear this pink outfit to the beach, and that doesn't make any sense. Like if I wear this outfit to the beach, it doesn't make any sense. It's
an interesting visual to see you wearing this outfit standing on a beach where everyone else is in bathing suits and bikinis. It's like there's just something interesting about that.
Yeah, or if I was in pajamas, like it doesn't make any sense.
And like you can just come up with interesting visuals, and that equals good thumbnails, and then you can ideate a concept around that. Like there's this thumbnail that I have been wanting to use for 2
Yeah.
years, and I still have not come up with the perfect concept for it. It's
Okay.
a thumbnail that did really well on this other guy's channel a long time ago, and the title for him is "When a Physics Teacher Knows His Stuff!" exclamation
Wow.
point. And the thumbnail is it's a pendulum, which is like a ball on a string, and the ball is coming towards his face, and he's going like this, and the ball is about to hit him in the face. But you know that it's one of those pendulums where, you know, if you let go and then it swings the other direction, you know it's not going to swing closer than when you let go, because it's not going to have more momentum, right? So he knows it's not going to hit him in the face. So what he'll do is, you know, he'll let go like this, and he knows it's not going to hit him, but it's going to swing right next to it. But he knows, because of physics, that there's no way that the ball is going to touch his face.
It just feels
and
scary.
I know that there's a bit-based video there that's like 10 physics experiments that look death-defying, but you know because
That's
of physics
such a good video.
wouldn't hurt
Well, also
you.
think about the thumbnail if you did like a massive version of that. Like imagine the thumbnail if it's like you as a whole person and you have a giant pendulum.
It could be a car.
Right.
It could be a car, and if you let go of the car, you know because of physics it is not going to come closer than what you let go, like where you let go. And so it's just such an interesting visual, and Mr. Beast used that thumbnail for World's Most Dangerous Trap, where it's a spinning blade.
Yes,
if you remember, it's based on that. But like
It's good.
I want to do that. I just don't know what the title is.
I know.
I don't know, but that's like a thumbnail. I've literally just that visual is so good
interesting.
that I've wanted to use it for years. I haven't
wow.
come up with the video yet, but the visual I know is going to work.
Well, comment your idea.
Yeah.
Comment your idea.
Yeah, like
No, it's
visuals
good.
are so there's so many good
good.
visuals on YouTube. One that has worked a million times in different concepts is like people being buried up to their shoulders. I guarantee you've seen that on YouTube.
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
It works. It's just so interesting because you just never see a human covered up to this amount. Or another one is infinite lines of people, where it's just a straight line of people or things that seems like it's going on forever. You just don't see that. And so it's like such a weird visual. I've done it with dogs.
Yeah.
I've done it with people. Mr. Beast does it all the time with people. It's just like these visuals, things that are normal put together in ways that you've never seen before. And if you can ideate those things, you can succeed on YouTube. I really think.
Yeah.
If you have a video to back it up. You know?
I agree.
Yeah.
Man, this is so good. Okay, I have a couple last questions.
Yeah.
So, wow, this has been awesome. Okay, so you have some big things in the works. This Mr. Beast video of cloning Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
The Mark Rober collab that you're doing with Josh. I mean, just like big things. So, so a couple last questions. If you were going to start over right now, 0 followers, what would you do? What's your advice?
Is it what would I tell myself, or is it what would I do?
What would you do physically?
What would I physically do? I would doubt myself less and be less insecure, for sure. That's the first thing. I wouldn't feel like I needed to prove myself or prove that I'm a bigger channel than I am right at the beginning. I think for some reason when I moved to LA, I was very I was hiring you, and I had people that worked for me technically, and it was so scary, and I felt like I had to prove myself, and I felt like I had to do things that I probably wasn't ready to do. I spent money on videos that made no financial sense because I felt like I needed to act like I was a big channel that got more views than I actually did, instead of just actually making the best videos and doing the best strategy for growing a small channel. So one tip that you probably don't hear a lot, honestly, is to make videos that are the best for your size of channel. If you've got 0 subscribers, make videos that cost $0.
Right.
Then there's no risk, and you won't get burnt out. If it gets 0 views, it's a break even. You know, it's only a waste of time, but it wasn't a waste of time because you learned.
Yeah.
And so, like if I could start over, I would make free videos. I would sit down and close the door and lock myself in a room for a week and try to come up with a video like I called 100 celebrities to see who picked up. Because the beautiful thing about that video is that anyone can make that video.
Yep.
Literally anybody could have
free.
made that. It was free. Well, it was actually $20 for a White Pages premium membership, so I wouldn't run out of phone number lookups.
Right.
Like, because it only gave you like 5 lookups if it was free. But so I paid $20 for 1 month of White Pages premium.
Right.
That's it. Otherwise, that video could have been made by literally anyone. I edited that on Final Cut Pro, but it could have been iMovie.
Yep.
I mean, I had no fancy editing in that. Like, anyone in the world could make that video, and if anyone had made
just
that,
a good
it would have
idea.
gotten views.
Wow.
Because if you're patient enough to spend months trying to call celebrities and they actually pick up and you actually make that video, it will work.
Yeah.
I'm not saying make that exact video, but there are other ideas
concepts
like that. Yes, that anyone can do. And honestly, I want to make more videos like that because
Right. Even
those
Ryan
are
Trahan crossing the U.S.
Yeah.
on a penny. Anyone could do that.
literally
With an iPhone.
anyone could have crossed America on a penny and vlogged it.
Yeah.
It's just no one does.
Right.
But if you are the guy to do that thing that's so unique, that's a contradiction right there,
Right.
right? Crossing the country, for free, like on a penny. If you're the guy to do that thing that's truly unique, because at this point, a lot of people try to cross the country for free or on a penny. It's true.
It's a lot of people have tried.
It's not unique or novel anymore. It really isn't,
think
because
Doha's crossing the world.
That's right.
With no money right
but
now.
But just because he does that doesn't mean it's going to get 10 million views a video anymore. It would have for Ryan, but now that's not novel anymore.
Which
so
is
what
crazy
is novel?
to say.
I don't know. But that's for you to figure out, you know? And
Let us know.
Yeah. And so if you do something novel and you do it really well, and a lot of those things are free, it will work. And the day that you realize that and you come up with that idea that you realize is so novel, it's the greatest feeling in the entire world. And so ideation is so important. If you're a new creator, lock yourself in a room, come up with that thing that's truly novel. And honestly, I would say novelty over like social hacking. Like social hacking works if you've got a famous person in your video, which like that's why like I'm putting Mr. Beast in my video. I think it's gonna get a lot of views. But like if you can't have access to that, if you don't have access to that, that's fine. Forget about trying to copy other people. Literally just do the most novel thing you possibly can. Tell 20 friends about it. If they all think it's interesting, you've got a good idea.
So good. That's awesome. And then, that's so good.
It's not just about being random, you know? Like, if I did a video called, like, I painted a bunch of walls red, like, nobody's made that video, but, like, that's boring, you know? Or, like, I mowed 100 lawns, like, you know what I mean? But if you do something that's, like, truly, truly unique, like putting a giraffe at a gas station, like, I'm telling you, if you made a video called I Put Animals in Places They Shouldn't Be.
Okay, so there's so many exciting things for you. Okay, I was just curious. What is there like a channel or some channels that you really look up to, or some creators that you've looked to, or just want to?
Absolutely, my roommate Josh Kruger. Absolutely,
Josh Kruger in the booth.
Absolutely, he's the person I look up to the most as far as YouTube, because he does one thing that we say all the time is this idea of split focus. And our friend Jack always tells us that's how you can't be too split focused. And it's been the thing, and as much as I say it every day, it's literally been the thing that's plagued me all year.
Wow.
I've been so split focused. I've been working on a million things at once, shorts, longs, all this stuff. And the thing that he has really nailed down is he does one thing really, 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 really well. He makes 45 second to 60 second videos about scootering, and that's it. It's literally all he does. But every single one is so good. And so they're perfect, and it's a beautiful business. And for me, I'm so all over the place. I want to do one thing really, really well. And so for me, I think that's like making 20-minute videos about science experiments.
Yeah, it's good.
You know, but I made an ad about a donut shop that is not going to close because an AI company is going to help it. Like, listen, that's great video, but like I am making a lot of videos, different types of videos right now, and I really want to simplify my business and do one thing really well. And so that's why I'm excited to kind of go back to basics a little bit, and it's going to be really fun to just do like 20-minute good videos for a while. And I'm kind of trying to conglomerate everything again into one simple goal, because I've been very split focused. I was on a Nickelodeon show at one point. I have this magic stuff that I do. Right. Like I do so many things, and if you can put your entire all into one thing, no matter what it is, I'm that one thing.
I'm bad. I have a lot of things.
But that one thing is going to be really, really good.
Wow.
And it's tough because you might tell yourself, this isn't the thing I want to do for the rest of my life, but it's okay. If you do it for 5 years, only that one thing, only one single thing for 5 years, you'll succeed at it. Doesn't matter what it is. You might not want to do it for the rest of your life, but you'll be better off for the rest of your life because you put 5 years into one single thing, became unbelievably successful at it. Now you have a bunch of money, fame, success, whatever it is in your industry, and you can do whatever you want. So for me, that's YouTube, and specifically, honestly, it's probably going to be long form YouTube and continuing to do that. And if I can put my all into that and truly be amazing at it,
come on,
I'm good at everything. And so I've been so split focused, but that's what I'm looking to do. And that's something Josh does really well. And I'm looking to get better at. So, yeah.
Well, I think this is just the start for you.
Thank you. I hope so.
I
think so too. I'm excited about the future.
I can't believe we've known each other for this long, but it is crazy. And I mean, you've come so far since we've even worked together. I feel like just in numbers and just in like systems and processes. And so this has been incredible. I mean, I really feel like for any creator, so just to say, if there's any creators that are wanting to, do you have anything left to say for anyone who wants to become a creator? Okay. Well, or you're going to blow my mind first.
Take out a card.
Oh gosh. Okay. I'm nervous. Okay.
Yeah. You make sure you remember you can show the camera.
Can you see or no?
It doesn't matter if I see. I've seen this trick before, but it's okay. As long as the camera can see. Cool. Let me see the card.
Okay.
Yeah, look, I'll take the card like this. You can see I'll stick it inside the
Okay.
middle of the deck. It's not on the top, right? If
Okay.
you give the deck a little shake like that, you'll notice that the card just jumps onto the top, right? There's the 4 of hearts. Was that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I'll do it again. See the 4 of hearts inside the middle of the deck like that. And you can see as it just jumps onto the top. It's weird, right? It really looks like I'm sticking it inside the middle, right? It really looks like I'm sticking it inside the middle of the deck. You can see I really did it this time. It's not on the top, not on the bottom, right? That's the 9 of spades. But yet it really looks like when you take the 9, that when you shake it, it really starts to look like the 4.
Jack,
Hearts,
you're good
like
at
that.
this.
Yeah, let me make sure that the mic is getting this. Yeah, and I'm just going to kind of go back a little bit.
Jack,
here.
this
I can
is
even stick it in
crazy.
facing the other direction. You see that? So it's actually going in like this, facing the other direction, and you can just see when I give the deck a rub, and it just jumps.
Jack, you're
onto the
great at
top.
this.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Look, I'm going to do it again. Okay?
You're
The
literally
4
Sean
hearts
Does Magic.
inside the middle of the deck like that. You can see that it's not on the top, and yet for some reason, if you blow, yeah, I think it worked. Yeah, it's on the top. Look, I'll take the 4 like this, and we'll give it a bend. That way it looks different from all of the other
This
cards.
is
You see this?
crazy.
And that way the bent card is
you guys
inside
seeing
the
this?
middle. Do you see that?
Yes.
Really? There's no way that it wouldn't jump onto the top, or that it would be able to jump onto the top because it's in the middle, right?
Okay.
I'm losing track of my words because I already know that if you just like that,
What?
you can see the card jump
Jack!
onto the top like that.
Jack, that's so good.
No, thank you. It's my job. Well, my second job, I guess. Here, look. Can we do this?
Split focus.
Yeah, split focus. Look at the card. Just push it in. Okay, I don't want to lose it. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I'm going to do a little bit more for you. Check this out. I'm going to take the card like this. All right, you can see the card. Look, I'll stick inside. It's not in my mouth. It's really inside
No,
the deck this time.
Jack.
Yeah. Check this out. I'm going to give the deck a shuffle, okay? We're going to give the deck some cuts, and what I want you to do is hold out your hand like you're going to feed a horse. Perfect, thank you. And here's what we'll do. We'll give the deck a little one-handed cut like this, and I'm going to try and find your card inside the middle of the deck. If I can find 5 cards and one of them is your card, that'd be pretty impressive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, check this out. Hold on to the deck like that. Perfect. I'm going to look for your card, and here we have 5 cards. We have the Queen of Hearts, not your card. Then we have the 4 of Hearts. That's your card. And then we have the Jack of Clubs, the Queen of Diamonds, and the 10 of Clubs, like that. Put your other hand right on top. I don't even want to touch the deck. Perfect. So we just found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. That makes it about a 1 in 10 chance that your card would be in this stack.
It's in
Not
there.
very impressive, right? But check this out. Watch. Like that. Did you see it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you saw that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was the magic moment.
Okay.
Because remember I had 5 cards?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, now I just have 1, 2, 3,
It's not in my
4
hand.
cards.
Uh-huh.
You see, your card isn't even here. But sitting inside of your hands this entire time is a 1 deck of playing cards. Take your other hand on top, off, yeah, and take the deck and flip it over. And just start going through the cards. Fan through them in your hands. And try to show the camera if you can. Yeah. Just fan through them, and you'll notice that one card... Go back a little bit. Right there. You'll notice one card's facing the other direction. The 4 of Hearts. And what's crazy, Carlie, is I can even do it without the deck. So you can take the 4 just like this and just... like that, make it vanish. It's not on that side or that side, and then it appears again. You see that? You can just take the 4 and just like that. It's pretty wild. So yeah, there's a little bit of card tricks for you.
Guys! Jack! You're a whole magician!
I really am.
Okay, guys, you just got entertainment. You just got education and a show.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anyways, I wanted to pull out some tricks for you. It's a lot of fun.
Any final words? That's crazy. Split focus.
I might be a little split focused because I practice magic every day, but that's just a hobby. It's good to have hobbies, guys.
True.
It really is.
True.
It's good to have hobbies.
It is good.
Yeah.
Any final words for anyone who wants to be a creator?
Final words for anyone. And by the way, I know I just went into magic mode, but that's just what I do.
That's okay.
I can't help it. My final words are to be okay with making a type of videos that you're not going to do for the rest of your life. I said it a minute ago, but if you lock in on something for a few years and just make that one thing for a few years and get really, really, really good at that one thing, and you truly believe that that is something you're okay with doing for a few years, you will succeed, and then you can do whatever you want. But you don't, if you try to do a million things, a jack of all trades is a master of none. You know what I mean? So,
all right.
there you go.
That's a perfect place to end. Well,
there you go.
Thank you so much, Jack. This has been so educating. I feel like I learned so much.
Okay.
And apparently all the people we didn't get to it are talking about trial reels. So get on trial reels.
Oh, yeah. You guys got to upload trial reels. Helps grow your Instagram.
Oh, well, that's been awesome. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time on Carlie with Creators. Bye.